Okay, so today we're going to go over the expanded form of decimals. Now, I did teach us a couple weeks ago, but we're going to review it again, and you guys are going to do a little bit more practicing. So now that we have talked about what decimals are, the place value system when it comes to a decimal, and we talked about the value of each of the digits in a decimal, expanded form will be a little bit easier and it'll make a little bit more sense. So now expanded form is basically the value of each of the digits in a number. So yesterday we did the value of an underlined digit. Now we're going to focus on the value of every single digit because every digit in a number has value. So you guys are going to go ahead and write down these notes in your notebook. So expanded form is the showing of the value of each digit in a number. Now, remember, you can pause this video if you need to, if you're a little bit slower at writing, to make sure it gets into your notebook. Because you can use your notes, they're so extremely important. You can use your notes on your quizzes at the end of the week and on your work. So this is like your reference book, basically. All right, so here are some examples. The first one, we're just going to focus on a number that doesn't have a decimal. So let's just review doing expanded form. So if my number was 5,604, if I wrote this in expanded form, I would start with the digit to the left and go to the right. So 5 is in my thousands place. So that 5 is worth 5,000. The 6 is in my hundredths place, and that 6 has the value of 600. Now I don't have anything in my tens place, so I can skip over that and go to the next place, which is my ones. So that 4 has the value of 4 ones. So the expanded form of 5,604 is 5,000 plus 600 plus 4. Now, if I did all the addition of those numbers, it would equal this number. So if I added 5,000 plus 600 plus 4, it would equal 5,604. All right, let's try one more that doesn't have a decimal. So now I have 31,428. The 3, so I'm starting with all the way to the left. The 3 is in the 10,000s place. So that 3 has the value of 30,000. The 1 is in the thousands place. So that 1 is worth 1,000. The 4 is in the hundreds place. So the value of that 4 is 400. The 2 is in the tens place. So the value of that 2 is 20. The 8 is in the ones place. So the 8 has the value of 8 ones. So if I took 31,428 and wrote it in expanded form, it would be 30,000 plus 1,000 plus 400 plus 20 plus 8. Okay, so I think you guys are pretty good at the expanded form for whole numbers. Now let's try it for a decimal. Okay, there's two different ways you can write expanded form for a decimal. You'll see it two different ways. The first way is the way that I have here and that we're going to talk about. So my number is 74 and 14 hundredths because the 4 is in the hundredth spot. So I'm starting all the way to the left, which is my whole number. So the 7 is in the tens place. So the 7 is worth 70. The 4 is in the ones place. So that's worth 4. Now I have my decimal. So the 1 right here is in the tenths. so it has a value of 1/10. The 4 is in the hundredths, so it has a value of 4 hundredths. So if I wrote 74 and 14 hundredths in expanded form, it would be 70 plus 4 plus 1/10 plus 4 hundredths. Now, I'm going to show you the other way to write this. It looks like this. The whole number stays the same, so you're still going to do 70 plus 4, just like what we have up here. What changes is how you represent the decimal. Now, this is 1/10. So I would say plus 1 times 1/10, and I would put that in parentheses to keep that together. Then I would do plus 4 times 100th, because this is 4 hundredths, so 4 times 100th. So if you notice, a decimal can also be written as a fraction. Fractions and decimals are the same. You can represent the same amount as a fraction and the same amount as a decimal. Okay, let's try one more. All right, so this one's a little bit bigger. We have 842 and 719 thousandths. I'm going to start all the way to the left. We're going to write the first place here. So the first place is in the hundreds. So the 8's in the hundreds. So that 8 is worth 800. The 4 is in the tens. So it's worth 40. The 2 is in the ones. So it's just worth 2. Now we have the decimal. The 7 is in the tenths place. So it's worth 7 tenths. The 1 is in the hundredths place. So it's worth 100th. The 9 is in the thousandths place. So it's worth 9 thousandths. Okay, so if I was going to write out 842 and 719 thousandths, I would write 800 plus 40 plus 2 plus 7 tenths plus 100th plus 9 thousandths. Now, don't forget, we have the second way that we could write it, or we could see it written this way. It would look like this. 800, so the whole number stays the same, just like how we wrote it up here. So 800 plus 40 plus 2 stays the same, like what we have it up here. What changes is the decimal. So here we wrote for the 7 tenths. This is another way that we could write 7 tenths. We would put it in parentheses to keep it together. 7 times 1/10 plus 1 times 100th, like what we wrote here, just written a different way, plus 9 times 1,000th. So you will see it both ways. You'll see it this way and this way. And you need to be able to recognize that that's expanded form and it's just a different way of writing it. So go ahead and pause this video if you need to, so that you can make sure that you get all the notes written down in your notebook, because you can use your notebook to help you complete your work and help you complete your quiz on Fridays. All right, once you're ready, go to the assignment for today.